Hey, for today's lesson, we're going to be doing things with 3D figures or three-dimensional figures. So a two-dimensional figure is going to look just like this, so it's just flat. But if it's three-dimensional, it's going to be that, plus it's going to have all the different parts to it to make it three-dimensional. So instead of it just being like one flat surface, it has many surfaces all put together. So it's 3D. Okay, so that's 2D and 3D. So this is what we're doing today. Okay. All right. So we need to talk about some vocabulary first before we start into the lesson. So as we just talked about, three-dimensional is when it has all these different surfaces all put together. So a three-dimensional figure is going to have length, it's going to have width, and it's going to have height. So we're going to look at all three things. And this is an example of a net. So a net is basically a three-dimensional figure, but we took it and we broke it apart and laid it out flat. So that's what a net is. So I can actually take that and I could, if I wanted to, I could actually cut this out. So right now this is two-dimensional. But I can put this net together, or the layout of what this three-dimensional figure is going to look like, and make a 3D figure. So I'm going to cut this out. Okay, just like that. Okay, it's all cut out. Now I can actually fold it. And this net can actually make my three-dimensional figure. And then I can tape it and I have a cube. Okay. All right. So a cube is 3D and it has 6 congruent faces. That means every single part of it, or face, every side of it is all the same or congruent. Okay? Congruent means it's the same size and the same shape. So if we look at these two shapes right here, they're both the same size because it's 2 by 3, 2 by 3, and it's the same shape. Okay? A rectangular prism has 6 faces, and some of the sides can be rectangles. A face is a flat surface. So I know when we hear face, we think about our face, right? But a flat surface, like this right here, or this right here, those are all faces, okay? Okay, so a rectangular prism is a 3D figure, and it basically has rectangles as the bases, and the rectangles are the same. Okay, so let's look at a few rectangular prisms. Okay, so this one, let's see, rectangular prism. This one right here, as you can see, it has rectangles for the bases. Okay, so this and this, the base, these are both the same. Okay, they match up. Okay, so that's our rectangular prism, and it's 3D, so it's a prism. Now a triangular prism looks like that, and so this is a triangle here on the side. Okay, so we still have rectangles, but we have triangles here. Okay, so that's the difference between a rectangular prism and a triangular prism. A cube is a little bit different, because a cube, every single face is the same. Okay, or every single side is the same. So if we were to say this is the base and then this is the top, these are the same, well, everything else is the same too. So anyway, rectangular prism, a triangular prism, and a cube. Everything this is the same. This has 2 triangles, and a rectangular prism has rectangles for the bases. Okay, here's an example. This is also a cube, but this is smaller, right? This one's just larger. And here we have another triangular prism. Again, that one's just larger, this one's smaller. And then this is a rectangular prism. But as you can see, the rectangles are a little different. We have, this kind of looks the same almost, huh? But when I turn it this way, it's different. Okay, so these are rectangular prisms. So now you can see examples of all the different prisms you'll be learning about, okay? All right, so let's go over some of these words again. So a face is when you have a flat surface. So if we look at this, this is a face, this is a face, this is a face. These are all flat surfaces, right? An edge is where the two faces meet. So this is an edge, this is an edge, that's an edge. So there's many edges on this. A vertex is a point where three or more of the faces meet. So this is a vertex. Do you see how all these faces meet right here? That's a vertex. There's many, right? This is a vertex. This is a vertex. So a face, edge, vertex. Okay? A prism has at least three faces that are rectangles. Okay? So this is definitely a prism because we have 1, 2, 3, 4. These are all rectangles. Okay? So we know this already is a prism. Okay? And bases, the bases are basically the top and the bottom. Okay, so the top and the bottom, these are bases. Okay? All right, so we've heard a lot of different words and definitions. Okay, so here's our first problem we're gonna solve. It says, describe the faces, edges, and vertices of each three-dimensional figure, then identify it. So first we're going to label all the different parts, then we'll be able to tell what it is. Okay, so first we need to figure out how many faces it has. Okay, so I feel like this looks pretty close. It's a little different, but you know, it's pretty close. So let's see how many faces we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 faces, right? So we're going to write 6. Now we want to figure out how many edges it has. Okay? So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we have to do the edges. 9, 10, 11, 12. It has 12 edges. Okay? Then we need to figure out how many vertices it has. Okay? So how many corners? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It has 8 vertices. Okay? Now that we know all those pieces, we can actually use this little chart. You'll find it in your book. It's actually on page 942. Okay. So a rectangular prism has 6 rectangular faces, 12 edges, and 8 vertices. Let's see if that matches that. 6 faces, yep. 12 edges, and then 8 vertices. Yep, that matches. So it must be a rectangular prism. Okay, so when you are doing your assignment, this page might be really helpful. I'll actually take a picture of it so you could use it. But this describes what a rectangular prism is, a triangular prism, and a cube. Okay? And it'll say how many faces it has, edges, and vertices. Okay? All right. Good luck with your assignment.